Hello everyone, as per usual in this video we're gonna go over three main instruments that everybody wants to know about. I'm gonna share with you what is our point of view, what potential setups we're looking at, and that's obviously something that you can definitely take advantage of and possibly add to your watch list as well. We're gonna go over some of the best opportunities that we might get during this week, and you're gonna find out what strategies we use and how we analyze the market. Alright, before we move on, make sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the notification bell so you don't miss out any of our future content. Also, if you'd like to receive daily updates on what's going on in the market, then definitely join our free Telegram channel, and you can find a link in the description down below, and that's a great opportunity to receive updates on a daily basis regarding some of the major pairs in forex. Alright, that's definitely gonna help you to take your trading to the next level, as we do share some very valuable information over there. Alright, without further ado, let's carry on with this video and check out those three opportunities. So like I always say, at the beginning of the week, what we normally do is we go through the economic calendar and see what news we've got ahead, as we should be prepared for any big moves to come. Okay, now looking at this right here, it looks like we're gonna have a quiet week, or at least until Wednesday, or I mean Thursday. And from there on, what we need to pay attention to is basically the Jackson Hole Symposium, which looks like it will be held on Thursday, Friday, and apparently on Saturday as well. But apart from that, on Friday, we've also got Powell's speech, which, to be honest, is expected to shake the market a little bit, as he's going to be talking about, the future Fed's politics. Okay. Apart from that, on Thursday around lunchtime, we've got GDP coming out for the US dollar. So an important week overall for the US dollar. However, that doesn't mean that if we do have a valid setup across any of the instruments that we're looking at, we're not going to take it. All right. So let's begin with the first one then. Now, if you haven't watched our last weekly forecast from last week, make sure to go and watch that. It will come up on the right hand corner of the screen, and you'll see that price is developing just the way we expected. So what we're going to see now is, as usual, we're going to start off from a daily time frame, and we will see a breakout of previous resistance that we looked at. Then stepping down on the 4-hour chart, we will see that breakout in more detail, and in fact there's a break and retest of that resistance. And then on the hourly chart, we will see if we do have any possible entry opportunities. And if we did manage to enter a trade last week or earlier today on London market open, then write in the comments down below what was the setup that you was looking at. Alright, let's pop the charts up. So this is Bitcoin on a daily time frame, and if you remember correctly, we've been commenting on that bullish run for quite some time now. What we see was price bouncing off of that support level right here, and as soon as it broke above this market structure, we expected for this move to continue higher, right? And looking at the daily time frame here, recently we've actually broke above this support slash resistance level right here, and price is currently gaining some momentum. Okay, you could expect that there's a lot of orders at this level, as it is an important one. And if you did not manage to enter a trade on the breakout, we are going to go through some different scenarios right now on the lower time frames. All right. So I'm going to step down to the 4-hour time frame, and like I said, here we can see that breakout in a little bit more detail, and we not only have a breakout, but we've also got this retest here, a perfect retest of that zone, and price again pushing to the upside, also breaking above this most recent high. Now, you do have an entry here on the 4-hour time frame, but if you will be getting involved right here, I would suggest to not have your stop loss just below this most recent low, but go for that level down here below this market structure, and it will be much safer, and it will still have a decent risk to reward ratio considering target levels, which we're gonna see in a minute. All right. Now, this is what we're currently looking at on the 4-hour time frame, but also if we do step down to the hourly chart, what we've got here is a nice bullish momentum to the upside, a perfect retest again. And if you're going to be looking for an entry here on the hourly chart, there is another way to enter this trade, and is to wait for that pullback down here, and as soon as you see a rejection and maybe price breaking above this high again, which will be some extra confirmation, you can then have your stop loss down here easily just below this previous low. But overall, we've got a long bias on this instrument, and it provides us with some great opportunities that we currently have. Alright, now when it comes to targets, obviously what you can't do is to have your targets up here at this previous high and actually up here as well. But to be honest, from what we currently see in the market and this nice strong bullish momentum, I would suggest that you consider an open target for this setup. What that means is that you don't set up a take profit at a fixed level, but instead of that, you only move your stop loss below every new market structure. So what I mean by that is, as you can see, we've got this upside momentum, then we have a pullback, and then we have another market push to the upside and price breaking above this previous high. So in this case, we will have our stop loss down here. What we have next is we have a pullback and another bullish momentum, and price again breaking above previous high, and in this case we would have our stop loss moved just below this most recent high. Okay, and every time price does that, that's where we place our stop loss level below every new market structure. And why we do this is to take advantage and squeeze out as much profit as possible while price continues that bullish momentum, right? Now obviously just a couple of those setups and trades managed properly, even if they happen, twice a year, that would still boost your account by a lot and bring you some nice big profits. All right. And then I'm not going to be commenting on any long-term ideas here, but we'll definitely check out what is happening with Bitcoin during next week. All right. So again, if you've already got a long position here on Bitcoin, you can now move your stop loss to break even, or at least reduce it by a little bit depending on where your entry is. And if you don't have an entry, then you can check out the hourly and the 4-hour time frames, wait for some confirmation and get involved here in a long position. Okay, moving on to the second instrument that we're going to have a look at, which is the euro dollar. First, we're going to see the daily chart, where we still expect for price to reach our targets that we've commented on before. Then we're going to drop down to the 4-hour time frame and see where about do we expect for price to reverse and continue that downside direction, as it is currently in some bullish retracement. And then on the hourly chart, we could see what possible trade setups we might get throughout today. So what we're doing in those videos is I'm kind of showing you what is our idea behind a certain instrument. But again, if you want to get more in-depth analysis on any of those instruments or any other in our watch list and anything that you trade, you can obviously get involved in our premium Telegram channel where you have the access to ask us any questions that you like and to analyze any instrument that you're interested in. Alright, looking at the daily time frame here on euro dollar, we've recently broke below this previous low, and we actually expect for market to make one last push to the downside before possibly reversing to the upside. Alright, so we are currently into a retracement, like I said, but where do we expect for this retracement to end? Now, if I drop down to the 4-hour time frame and I zoom in a little bit, now price didn't manage to reverse at this level where we had previous market structure, and it continued a bit higher. Okay, I've got a fib retracement level here from the last swing high to swing low, and now I can draw out this zone from the 61.8 down here to the 38.2 fib level, and that's where I'm expecting to see some kind of a reversal, which could be a pattern reversal, it could be a candlestick reversal, a single candlestick only, but we're going to be waiting for a certain signal to give us a confirmation that this retracement is coming to an end, and then we should see price going back to the downside. Okay, I'm going to drop down to the hourly chart, and depending on where we get that reversal, we can then decide where to place our stop loss. All right, now I think a more secure way is to have our stop loss just above this market structure right here, anywhere above this high or this one up here. But of course, if you like to be more aggressive, if you do get a nice long wick to the upside, a strong reversal candle, well, then you can have your stop loss just above it and then expect for market to continue lower. And if you remember from our last videos, we're talking about the 1.1640 level as our first target. Price could come down as low as 1.1610, but you've got to be careful during this week. Like I said, we do have some important news for the US dollar, and if price managed to reverse before that and it's going to the downside, the news could affect market and we could see a stronger push to the downside. Alright, so looking for entries right now before you see a confirmation is way too risky, and I don't suggest doing that. Okay, before we continue with gold, the last instrument that we're going to see in this video, I'd like to ask for you to leave a comment down below if you think this video is valuable, if you like any of those setups, and what are you potentially looking at. Okay, also check out the links in the description down below and follow us on social media where you can find much more helpful content. Join our free Telegram channel and take advantage of all the information and setups that we share with you over there. Alright, now let's have a look at gold. Again, starting off from the daily time frame, where price is currently holding up resistance and it's been trading sideways for quite some time, and that's what we're going to see on the 4-hour time frame. And then once we drop down to the hourly chart, we could see what potential trade setups we could have and what are the levels to look out for. Alright, let's pop onto the chart. So looking at the daily chart here on gold, what we have is that pullback that we expected for price to make, taking price up here, retesting this previous market structure. And what we want to see now is a rejection off of that level here, and price again making one last push to the downside before it actually continues higher. Because our long-term bias for gold is that we will see price, much higher, but before that, there's most probably going to be, like I said, another one last push to the downside. Okay, so we currently see that there is some buying pressure in the market, but even if price comes up here inside of this reversal zone, then we are going to be waiting for a reversal signal that will give us a signal that we can in fact go short, and this signal is something that we should see on any of the time frames below the daily. Okay, so I'm going to step down to the 4-hour chart, and what we've got here is that pullback right here to that zone, and price is currently kind of trading sideways without any particular direction, right? So there's two ways that this is going to happen. One way is that market will break below this support level right here straight away without testing the zone again, and then we can make our entry here on the 4-hour time frame, or we're going to step down to the hourly chart in a second and we're going to see what we can do in such case scenario. Or what else could happen is we're going to get a nice upside push here, price will leave a long wick to the upside, which will be our rejection signal, and then we can make our entry, and we're going to be targeting the 1700 level, which is basically a psychological even number right here, and it's just around that previous low. Okay, so from the 4-hour time frame, we're going to step down to the hourly, and like I said, this is the level that we're going to be looking out for. If we do get a break below, one way is to enter straight away, which is a little bit more riskier, and you will have to place your stop loss above this market structure right here. Or another way is to wait for eventually for a retest of that level. You can then make your entry here, and in this case you can actually use a tighter stop loss, which is a little bit more aggressive, but at least you now have a confirmation after you see a rejection at this level that price will eventually continue lower, right? So that's pretty much what we're looking for. If you're currently into a trade and you have your stop loss above this level, or even better above this level right here, I would say keep your positions open, wait for that break below, and once it happens you can then move your stop loss to break even. Alright, Now that's pretty much all. If you have any questions regarding any of those setups, make sure to put it in the comment section down below, and I'll make sure that I get back to each one of you as soon as possible. Alright, that's pretty much all, and I'll see you in the next video. Thanks for watching. Please don't forget to watch our last 2 videos where you can find more valuable information. Check out our channel for more trading related videos. I wish you all a successful trading, and I'll see you next time.